Okay, and we're back, and it's time for our final segment of the night. We're going to be talking about recommendations. It's bad Mom really couldn't be here with us to talk about this. I'm sure she has some stuff to recommend.
Right.
But okay,
Again.
go first.
Okay, so I've been watching this dude's I guess the snarky reviews, and one of the things he did was like the top 40 silliest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, just silly moments. Again, and I may as well say the dude's name. The dude's name's Phaelus. And it got me to thinking of just watching the turtles because the moments they were just ridiculous, dumb, cartoony stuff. So I decided to again sit down and I watched the one from I think it's '87, and I watched up to season 4, and actually, it still holds up. It's one of those. It's hard to describe, but it's one of those shows where again it takes itself not seriously enough, but not to the point where it's stupid silly. It's enjoyable silly. They'll have some puns. They do certain like have idiosyncrasies where like the turtles they'll go and shout turtle power or turtles fight with honor and silly things like that. Or oh my god, now I'm thinking of silliness. My god, Shredder. Freaking Shredder from the show. He is a trip and a half. It's like even though in like the first season he's a serious threat, but at the same time he's still like incompetent, bad. He okay, but even with the main villain basically being again incompetent, but at the same time they're still a threat. They have the bumbling sidekicks, Bebop and Rocksteady, and then you have the actual person who's literally the brains behind the operation, Krang, because he's, oh boy, even his backstory, alien from another dimension who was a warlord, but he ended up getting transported to Earth in exile, and they basically just took his brain out because apparently the brains are able to have faces on them, and got exiled to Earth.
What?
It's yes. Again, this is the thing to like about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is that it's one of those things that it has so many insane things going on in it, but at the same time, those things that you think wouldn't work, they are able to work in that universe.
Huh.
So, seeing as I did not watch Turtles growing up at all, and then watching it a few years later, and I generally have a like for just insane silly cartoons, but again it has to be the silliness as in its lightheartedness silly, and not silly as in the kids are stupid, they'll like anything kind of way. So again, I say give it a watch, although beware if you do not like, it's not even, I guess grimdark isn't even the word to describe it, but I believe it's seasons 8 through 10 is when you start getting Red Skies Turtles, and that's when they started to make the show more action packed and more darker, where Shredder is still slightly incompetent, but he blows buildings up. Actually, you know what? You can't actually go with one episode of that show without an explosion happening, because that's how we know people are a threat, even though no one dies or no one gets remotely hurt. So yeah, if you're gonna watch it, don't watch any of the seasons 8 through 10 unless you just really like action stupidity in the bad way. So, what about you, Papa? What have you watched recently that you may want to recommend or have people stay away from?
Okay, so a recent show I watched was Psychopaths. It's about years in the future. Japan has cut off communications with the outside world, and they're completely. They also have made this system where you can get a computer elevates, like, looks at your mind and sees like how crazy you are, and evaluates you, and like just you be walking down the street and you would get evaluated and be told to like go in for therapy or something like that, and it's crazy. So it's like dealing with the police force that works there, and it's about this girl whose name is Kane. Kane Sue. Kane. I can't remember her name right now. It's like right on the tip of my tongue. Don't you hate when that happens?
All the time.
It's not important. Anyway, her name is Kane. So she partners up with this guy who is an enforcer because, like, you get the detectives. So, like, basically in this universe, there are people who have gotten their psych pass dirty by doing things. So like, they're on the police force, they can go on to become enforcers. Who are basically like the detectives' dogs. And so there's this guy named Kogami who is a enforcer, and he goes on to have this great homoerotic
Relationship escapades.
yeah, escapades is a good word. Homoerotic escapades with this guy named Shugo Makishima, and it's really epic. And it's like this. I don't even know what to describe it as, because it's not like they're in love or anything, but they're really connected with each other, and like they cannot leave each other alone. And it's just like you get to see a Kane develop as a character, and she goes from being this person who won't hurt a fly and won't shoot people when they need to be shot, to being able to shoot people and being able to say, listen here, and take names and be a complete badass. I should have mentioned her earlier for the back. Actually becomes a badass. But yeah, you get to see her develop as a character, and I love that in the show. And it's a great little detective thing. Okay, another show I watched recently, well, not so recently, but that just ended. Well, not ended, but is now going to season 9. Is Supernatural, y'all. You should already know the basic idea of Supernatural, so you should go watch that too. A popular show that's getting really popular on Tumblr right now, on the Tumblrs, is Hannibal, which is about this FBI special agent who's not really a special agent. He's like a consultant. His name is Will Graham, something like that. And he is like looking for serial killers to go out and do all this kind of stuff. And he gets partnered up with Hannibal Lecter, who is like his psychiatrist, and it's kind of gory because Hannibal eats people. I mean, you don't actually see him killing anybody so far in the episode I'm on episode 4 right now. I haven't seen him actually kill anybody, but because like if you are hip to American pop culture, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter was a serial killer who ate people, so you already know that. Basically, it's just this really great show so far, and I'm on the edge of my seat. I've been live tweeting it and on my Twitter, and I've been live blogging it on my Tumblr, and I'm basically just sold on the idea of the show, and I can't wait to see where they go with it. And I hope they get renewed for a second season because I want to watch more of it. Another show that is about detectives that I watched like one episode of, and I need to catch up on is The Following, which is about this detective, this FBI agent who goes out of commission or whatever for various reasons, and then he comes back to the force when one of these old enemies of his comes back and he's starting to do things, and then he has to go on a manhunt for his following and try to stop them from killing more people. And I think that is about it for my recommendations.
I just noticed something. All the things that you recommended have to deal with detectives.
Yeah, I don't know why, but detectives are really big this year for some reason.
Because I have abysmal knowledge of Supernatural, but basically, aren't they just supernatural detectives?
Basically.
and then you watch Sherlock, and I think you may have watched Elementary. I saw it on your dash, but I don't know if you actually watched. And well, those speak for themselves.
Yeah, I I'm going to watch Elementary. I plan on watching it like next week sometime.
Ooh, I feel so bad. I don't. It's either I don't have the patience for a 45-minute show, or I'm afraid of a 45-minute show because for some odd reason adding on that extra 15 minutes will have me binge archiving like shows.
Will it?
That happened with me with Doctor Who until I hit the I don't know the number of the Doctor, but the one that wasn't David Tennant.
Matt Smith?
All I know was Amy Swan was there. I wasn't digging this dude's mojo, and again, it wasn't as if it was like I got stuck as like I just it's like this isn't my doctor because again, the first season you start off with another doctor and he isn't even there that long. So
Yeah,
it's not like
nah.
I'm stuck with the character or anything. It's just like there was just nothing there to just connect with there for me. But yeah, I kind of work for the minute shows for the most part. Although I heard good things about Elementary, so that's all I can. I'm gonna give a recommendation by other people's recommendation of the show that I haven't watched all the way through.
Oh man, you need to. I probably will never watch Doctor Who because I would want to watch Classic Who before I started on uh the new Doctors.
Well, to be fair, I think other than a few like shout outs, for the most part, you don't need to watch any of the old ones. And if you want to get technical about it, you would have to probably listen to some audio dramas because that's how old Doctor Who is. You need to go up into some audio dramas for your old Who. But then again, our resident Whovian is not here, so I could be spewing some completely wrong information.
You could be possibly. I wouldn't know either. I only know like I'm not supposed to skip 9.
Skip 9. Again, that doesn't mean anything because I don't keep track. I just told you again. I'd already told you the part that I watched and I enjoyed, and then just completely break. But I'm assuming that's supposed to be the one that I watched, and I would say, yeah, watch that one, where it has Rose Tyler, Martha Jones. Now, dang it, I have not watched this show in a long time, and I can still remember their first and last name. So that's saying something. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think unless I can't think of anything else I've watched recently, but I think we can wrap this podcast up.
All right. Well, this has been Papa Sam, and this has been Wannabe, and we're gonna be saying goodnight now. Have a nice day whenever
Or
you listen
night.
to this.
Or night. We'll include all the time when the sun is or isn't there.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.